Today's lesson, I'm going to be teaching you how to play with a... Where'd it go? Always losing these things. They just disappear. We're going to be learning how to play with a pick and strumming with a pick. So not single note playing, but just nice fluid strumming using a pick. And this is a question I get asked quite a bit. So I'm going to try to explain in detail the problems that I see my beginner students having and try to help you solve those the same as I have helped them in the past, okay? Let's get in there. Okay, so welcome to the close-up. Okay, so the first thing that I definitely see happening a lot is that people will be strumming and the pick will just fall out of your hand, right? So that's kind of issue number one that people will have. Issue number two, and I had this a lot, is you'll be strumming and the pick will fall into your guitar and it'll be just a hassle to try to get it out again, okay? So these are totally normal things, all right? That's a really important thing for you to know, is that at the beginning, this is very normal and there isn't a single person who does not experience this. I've never seen it. It's always gonna happen, okay? So don't be frustrated and upset, just accept it as something that's a part of your journey, okay? Really important. So dropping the pick falling into your guitar. Another thing that I'll see is that on the upstrokes, you'll just be hitting the strings really hard and kind of getting stuck, right? So I'm sure you're experiencing these things. And another thing that I'll see is people really just, I don't want to do it because it's going to be loud, but really just strumming really hard, okay? And that's not at all necessary, okay? So those are the issues that I see most common. And now let me talk about some of the solutions, okay? So first of all, how are you holding the pick? So what I recommend is, let me just see if I'm zooming in on my fingers here. Can we see that clearly? Okay, so you're gonna make like a little circle, okay? See that? So I'm just making like this little circle here. And then in this little space here, I'm just gonna stick the pick in, okay? And it's a loose, I'm not squeezing on it really hard. It's just this loose feeling that I have on the pick. Okay, so that's first step. Second step is you do not want the pick to be like this. You don't want it to be sticking out because then you're not gonna have any grip on it and it's gonna fall out of your hand, okay? So you wanna have the pick pretty deep in there so that only the point of the pick, you see that, is sticking out, okay? And now what I'll hear people say is, okay, Henry, but when I do a downstroke, when the pick is so deep in, my finger will be touching the string. And then people will think that that's wrong. And actually, it's quite normal to have some skin contact from your finger on the string. I'm not sure if you can see this. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. But on my finger, I'm not sure if I can zoom in on it. There's actually this little, kind of like a scar almost from just hitting the strings. Especially when I play electric guitar and really pump the strings hard and play for a long time. I actually have this little kind of like mini scar here. I'm not sure if you can see that, but just so you know, totally normal to be actually making contact with your skin on the strings while you're strumming, okay? Okay, so just so you know, that's totally normal. So a couple of reasons, one more reason. So reason number one is so that it's not flippy flopping around and falling out of your hand, okay? Reason number two is that if the pick is too far out, you're gonna be making a lot more string contact, right? And that's not gonna let you flow nicely through the strings. If it's like this, look at all that friction for me to get from one string to the next, right? There's a lot of friction there. And then if you only have the point out, then you're only just gently with the tip of the pick cutting through the string, all right? So this is the part of the pick that you want to be cutting through. Not all of this, right? I hope you can see the focus on that, but okay. So we're really trying to just make contact with the tip of the pick, okay? This might be a little bit strange at first, but you will get it once you get used to having that skin contact at the same time, okay? So It's deep in there. I'm still trying to stay relaxed. I'm not squeezing it like crazy because we want to be loose. We want to be nice and loose, okay? And also, the motion is kind of coming from the wrist. So you want to have a really loose wrist as well. Everything should feel really relaxed, okay? So those are the first couple of steps. And now another really important step is to not hold the pick straight like this. Let me see. Not like this, but tilt it slightly. Okay, so it's not, the contact on the string is not this, it's this. I hope you can see that. So it's not this flat motion. Let me see, flat. It's slightly tilted, okay? And that allows me to cut through the strings with less friction. If it's totally straight like this, there's tons of friction there, okay? If I slightly tilt it, there's much less friction, okay? And normally I'd have it even deeper in. So I have more control because it's deep in. I have a good grip on it. And only the tip is pointing out, so again, causing less friction. Plus I'm tilting it a little bit. So I'm doing basically 3 things to minimize the friction that I'm going to be experiencing while strumming. And again, I'm staying loose. So it's just this nice little loose motion that's happening, okay? I'll see people, just banging on the guitar because, it's new and you kind of sometimes feel like you need to do that. But it's actually the opposite is true. You want to stay as relaxed as possible and just try to get it to flow, okay? So, I mean, that's more or less that. So you want to have the pick pretty deep in, right? You want to slightly tilt downwards. You want to stay really relaxed, and the motion should be kind of coming from the wrist. It's not coming from my arm. The motion is really this nice little wrist motion. And then on the upstrokes, we're not going for all 6 strings. We're kind of going for these first 3 to maybe 4 strings, okay? And I tell students this has to be really light. I try to describe it with like a feather. Imagine a feather brushing over the strings, okay? You want your pick to be like a feather. It should be this nice, light, just this nice, light, relaxed motion. Again, no firm pushing down. It's really this light, relaxed feeling I have here, and I'm just gliding through the strings. And you can practice it by putting your left hand down on the guitar like this, and just focus on that right hand a little bit. Just get that motion flowing and see how that feels, okay? And again, you will lose the pick. It's going to continue to happen. It's going to fall in the guitar. But if you just stick to it and keep showing up, it'll get easier and it'll start to flow more, okay? So that's really all I have to say about that. Try to stay relaxed. Try to make light contact on the string. So again, I'm just doing this. It's so light. I'm barely touching the strings. And the opposite of that would be, that's what I see beginners doing a lot of. So it's the opposite. You just want to have this slight little. Another thing you could do to practice this would be to go for the bass note first. So if you're playing like a G major chord, I'm just playing it here so you can see what a G major would look like. Try to play the bass first and then strum down. So bass, strum. And that's going to teach you to get these light little picks and to get a light feeling when you're coming down. Because if you have to play a single note before you strum, you're not going to be able to go down on it hard like that, okay? So it's going to be this light little, if you're playing A minor, go for the 5th string. The D, go for the 4th string. Alright, so that's about that. I really hope this lesson helped you out. Implement everything that I've been talking about. Be patient, and I'm sure if you just stick to it that you will get good and that this will work for you, okay? All right, my friends, I hope you like this lesson. Implement what I've been saying, and keep me updated. All right, thanks for watching. Hope this helps you. Henry Olsen here. Bye-bye.